Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, August 12th, and we are looking at Window Traders market profile of ES SPY, and I'll show you Qs and Russell too. This video is going to be a little bit longer, so hopefully you watch it at your leisure over the weekend, because I will be giving out a lot of different numbers for both of these indices, and SPY and ES. So first off, this is a historic day as far as I know. Never before have I ever, now I've been trading SPY since basically 2011. So in 11 years, I have never ever seen 7 sets of single prints even form in one day, let alone holding in one day. 7 sets. Think about it. There's only 13 time frames, and you can't have single prints in M, although I call that a price probe, which we did, and you can't have them in A. First set we can have is in C period. So we had 7 out of 11 time frames, single prints. We pulled back once today in B period, which turned out to be a beautiful trade for me, my best trade in the mini. And that was on, again, another stupid number that they reacted off of, which gave us a great opportunity. And we'll go over that. I will be the first one to tell you I did not participate in this grind up, and boy, was it a grind up. I actually took a couple of small shorts. I had one short that I lost on. I'll go over that. And that was basically against yesterday's high, as I thought we had a possibility of rolling over. But this is truly amazing. The range isn't even that big. It's only $5.80 something, right? $5. Oh, actually, I take that back. It's $6.18. But still, 7 sets of single prints in the $6 range. And don't forget, they didn't start until B's high. So when you look at that, they really started around the 422 level. So 7 sets of single prints from B's high at 422.91 to the day's high. That's only a $4 and change range that we have 7 sets. They're all small. The volume was horrible. I mean, look, again, the buy is, am I surprised this happened? Yes, the way it happened, absolutely. Am I surprised we went up today? Absolutely not, because the market's been trying to go up. Our volume's under 61 million shares, and there's a good chance after today our average volume for the first time this year in SPY will be under 100 million. Now, first off, Russell got above 200, closed above 200, got above the 200-day moving average for the first time since early January. They're way above May's high. They go out with a triple distribution day and a price probe. Triple Qs takes out yesterday's high, gets above May's high, barely, but gets above it, and settles above it. That doesn't mean it's acceptance yet. Russell has acceptance right now. NASDAQ does not. But they go out with a double distribution day and 1, 2, 3 sets of single prints and a price probe. Now, let's go to SPY and ES. I've never basically seen before a quadruple distribution day, which it basically is, because we have from A and B's high to the day's lows 1 distribution. We have E's low to E's high as a middle distribution. Then you have a third distribution from G's low to H's high, to G's high as your triple distribution, and then we just absolutely rip. So basically, M is your last distribution. 4 sets, 4 distributions. Amazing. And this is all in a pretty tight range and everything else with no volume. So yesterday's flush, when we filled the gap and went down, basically repaired. That was a pretty good long liquidation we had yesterday, right? In D and E. And then it continued. We had the afternoon rally high, and then it continued it. So they liquidated a lot of week longs, and they kept pushing. And then this morning, the market was long overnight, but a lot of that was just taking back whoever shorted late in the day. I'm not surprised the market went higher today. The trend is up. I'm not surprised. All time frames are up. But no way did I expect, and I said this to the room, I thought we would trade inside of yesterday's range. I didn't think we would even get yesterday's high, and I certainly didn't expect to get 7 sets of single prints and rip through yesterday's high. Okay, no doubt. I didn't get hurt by it, but I didn't participate on this grind. What I did do in a period, let me find my trades now. I have numbers all over the place here. I did take a short against the overnight high because they front run it and the afternoon rally high, and that worked out very nicely as it backed right off. Then in B period, when that sentiment number came out and they ripped down, I'm like, again, the market's trying to go higher. I don't think we're going trend down. So when we got below A's low, I got long 2 mini. When it ripped up, I tried to get out of them, and by accident, I added 2, and it even worked out better because it continued to go up. So I had a nice 4 mini play on the long in B. Now, I'm not going to say I'm ashamed, embarrassed, or anything else about not participating on the long. So I actually shorted D because there's no tempo initially, and we didn't know if we were going to go trend. I made money. Then even though we had single prints in D, I took a short in E one time because, again, there was no tempo. Now, I made money on both of them. Okay? And then I just watched. What I did do, one last trade was in J, and that was against yesterday's high. They took it out. And again, it was only a small lot. I took a 1 lot, added a 1 lot when we bumped above yesterday's high, and I was like, we'll see if it pulls back. Once K started going away, took it off and gave back 400, but still had a good day. This long was a very nice trade. But again, look, you have to know yourself, and no trade is a trade also. At least I took that loss off on that small short and didn't try to short it anymore. I don't care if I didn't trade along it. I just sat here in amazement because, again, this is something I've never seen before. And if anybody has seen 7 sets of single prints hold, please let me know. Shoot me an email, tell me on Twitter, whatever. Comment on the video because I've never seen that before. So that was absolutely fascinating, and I just watched it. Now, and I had a good week. My first full week in the minis, and I'm very happy what I did. So no complaints. All right, let's go over destinations, and I'm going to try to do them as quick as possible, and please write them down because I won't go over them again since I'm giving 2 sets now. And then I want to go over all the charts. So, and again, I really appreciate you liking these videos, telling your friends and families about it, and subscribing to it. Now, today's high is a weekly high, 427.21. Then we have 429.66, which is May's high, which I think we will test before we take back this whole trend day. And then we have single prints in SPY from April 22nd, 431.90 to 93, and then a daily high of 437.23. So there's a price vacuum if we ever get acceptance above May's high. Now, for the downside, this could take a while. Price probe, L's high, 426.55. Single prints, I'm just going to give you where they fill, not where they start. First set fills at 428.51. Second set fills, not 428. What did I write? 425.51. I'm sorry. Can't read my own writing. First set fills at 425.51. Second set fills at 425.24. Third set fills at 425.03. Fourth set fill at 424.67. Next set 424.34. Sixth set 423.83. And the last set fill at 422.91. And then today's low of 421.03. Now, for the upside in ES, 82.75 weekly high. Then we have 43.03 monthly high May. Then I have above that 26.75 afternoon rally high from April 22nd, and then 43.80.50 daily high. For the downside, price probe today 76.50. Now I'm just going to give you where the single prints fill again. 69.50 first set. Second set 63.25. Third set 61.50. Fourth set, it's only one tick, 57.75. Then 54.50, 49. Last set gets filled at 39.75, and today's low is 21 on the nose. Now, let's get to those charts because this should be pretty interesting. Again, I know it's longer, but I think you people appreciate these things. I know it's the same people that basically watch it, so I thank you for that, and I hope it provides value. I think it does. So let's start with the little engine that could right now, the Russell. Blew above an inside month, blew above July, June, and May's high. Up, firmly up. Next destination on the monthly is 209.44. Pretty healthy there. Weekly, up. One time framing up 4 weeks out of a double inside week. You think this stuff is powerful? Look at that. Inside month, boom, explode out of it. Double inside week, explode out of it. So weekly, very healthy. The next destination for them on that is 204.80. So monthly up, weekly up. Daily, up. One time framing up 3 days. Not only that, they have two gaps below them. The one from yesterday that never filled and that large one. And they closed above, like I said, the 200-day moving average for the first time since I think somebody said January 5th. Oh, yeah, there it is right there. All the way back here, January 5th. That's amazing. Amazing. Remember, their high was put in last year, not this year. So all three time frames are up and healthy. Let's go to triple Qs. Monthly, up. Now remember, the monthly was not an inside month last month. So not only are we up, we're one time framing up 2 months now. But again, the big one for me is May's high of 330.29. We closed above it by a dime. Why is that important to me? You want to get acceptance above it, because if you get acceptance above May's high, look where your next highs are. All the way up here. That's in the 370s, 369. Remember, we were talking about getting down to the 260 level. Now we're talking about possibly getting to the 370 level. But again, acceptance above May's high. So, but the monthly is up in the Qs. Weekly, up. 4 weeks in a row, one time framing out of a double inside week. Powerful. Daily, up. One time framing up 3 days, and that main gap below us is our main focus. The next big step for them above, acceptance above May would be their 200-day moving average, which is at 342.51. Let's go to SPY and ES. So here's SPY. By the way, so everything's up right now on those two. Same with us. Monthly, up out of an inside month. Next big thing for us is to not only get May's high of 429.66, but acceptance above it, because then we can start getting up to around the 450, 460 level. First things first, though, we got to get above May. I consider the S&P the big dog. So if the Russell and Qs got it, right, you would think the S&P should at least attempt to get it. If we're going to get any real follow-through in this market as a whole, well, the S&P then has to get acceptance above May. Otherwise, both the Russell and Qs will fail up there. Up on the monthly. Weekly, clearly up. I put these trend lines in on the weekly. So our next big stop on the weekly would be, well, first of all, obviously, May's high, but then that trend line comes in around the 436 level. That would be above the 200. So the weekly is up, and then here's our daily. Up, one time framing up 3 days, huge gap. Below is our main focus. Look at this trend line. Remember this daily low? That was a weekly low that failed to take out a balance low. You think balance rules are important? You think inside rules are important? They're a lot more important than gap rules. So look at the balance low we held on July 14th, 371. We traded today at 427. $56 we've gone. Not in a straight line. We've gone bull, balance. We actually turned bear for a day, then back to balance. But so look at the way we're hugging this trend line now. So what's our next stop? The weekly high of 429.66, and then the 200-day moving average at 431.84. And that's probably going to give us a really good indication if this market really means business, if we get acceptance above May's high and the 200, or do we fail there and that's all they want to do. It all remains to be seen. Big lacking. The thing lacking is volume on this move, like I've said. But again, that's only one part of the equation. This is all short-term money buying this. I can assure you of that. Long-term money bought down here on these big flush days when we had those wide pocks and no trend days down with the huge gaps. Look at that. Let's put that as context and perspective. We had 2 huge gaps down after CPI in June. Yet we had not one set of single prints down that day, and we had pocks of 10 or wide more. Contrasted to today, the most we were wide is 4, and we have 7 sets of single prints. Think about that. So anyway, come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. I hope you had a great day and a great week trading. Rest up, and we'll speak prior to the opening on Monday.